We usually say good evening, everyone, but now we're going to say good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Boyertown Area Senior High School, where this afternoon we finally, John, get to watch a boys team.
Finally.
After some COVID issues, after some snow issues, and some scheduling moving around. It's going to be a heck of a season here on out, but the boys are taking on the Indians of Upper Perk here. We are going to, like I said, finally get our first look at the boys basketball team here on their home court, save a inter-squad scrimmage from about 3 weeks ago. And John will have starting lineups as soon as they hit the floor, but the first thing that popped into my mind when looking at this team is we've done a few girls' games, and I've heard you talk a lot about the struggle that the girls have of finding someone to handle the ball for them. And that's one thing boys don't have to worry about with Eric Salata on the team.
You know, this is a team that has everything you think you need to compete. They kind of check all those boxes. They have the leadership, they have the shooting, they have size, and like you mentioned, they have that point guard who's been here starting for his fourth year now. I mean, I think a word to describe Eric on the floor is electric. I mean, this kid is electric, and he's going to make plays where we up here and the folks in the stands today and the players will go, whoa, I didn't know anybody could do that. And now, will there be some times where maybe he tries to, thread a pass in there or do something that maybe is, maybe the ball gets tipped away or is a turnover? It might happen, but with as much of a playmaker as Eric Salata is, and as much he is the engine of this team, you got to take that, because he is a playmaker and he's going to create opportunities, hopefully all game long, for his teammates.
As the teams get ready here for the national anthem, we don't have the official starting lineups with us right now, but we can assume, take some predictions here, that we'll have Eric Salata, Trey DeGuglielmo, Chris Kiefer, Chris Reniger, and Roman Marinello.
I think the Pottstown game, Roman was in there, yep.
Yeah. So we'll get back in just a minute after we take a brief moment for the playing of our national anthem. So we talked about how the boys can solve the ball handling issue with Eric Salata. The other name we should be mentioning a lot today, if the ball handling goes through Salata, the scoring's probably going to go through Trey DeGuglielmo.
Trey has had a nice start to the season. It's weird with all the issues that the Bears have had getting games in. They played only 2 games. So Trey right now, I believe, is leading the area in scoring. That's because he's only played 2 games, but he's at about 20. He got hot the other day at Pottstown. He can shoot it from deep. He's really good on the post as well, making sure that he has his space and is able to get to the rim. A real solid all-around player. A nice job by the staff developing him since he came up as a freshman.
And it looks like we were fairly accurate with our starting lineups, with the exception of it looks like they have David Lay in there replacing Roman Marinello. Rest of the team for the Bears, Chris Kiefer, Chris Reniger, Eric Salata, and DeGuglielmo. We start here with looks like a 2-3 zone or maybe a matchup. 1-2-2 here for the Upper Perk. And there we go, Salata starting off with a three-pointer from the left side. That's a great start for the Bears.
Not known for his shooting, but he will put it up, and he will make his fair share. Good job by Eric finding that open spot there on his own.
Pressure here from Boyertown in the full court. Upper Perk able to get a skip pass over to the left side, and DeGuglielmo with the rebound. Reniger kicks out to lay to the corner. That's long. Somebody stepped out of bounds, and Boyertown will retain possession.
Yeah, couldn't quite reestablish his position there. So the Bears here have a chance to get a bucket here under the basket here. Let's see if they go to the corner or back up top. Looks like the corner.
And here comes DeGuglielmo with his three-point attempt. That is good. 2 3-pointers to Boyertown to start the game, and they're doing that diamond in one full-court press here, John.
This is not usually what Boyertown will do, but they're probably thinking, listen, we have a chance to put an Upper Perk team who's struggling so far in the season. We have a chance to put them on the ropes early. Why not take a chance?
Interesting defensively here. We have a 2-3 for Boyertown. We have Salata down on the low block with David Lay up top. That length should make a difference there defensively. And as he swipes down, just on cue, John, look at that. I did something right once.
One for one so far, Jim. We'll see how it goes later.
And Boyertown a little too quick on the offense there. Reniger getting called for the walk. Let's go through Upper Perk starters quickly here. We have Jake Cuppett, number 22, number 2, Nick Aaron, number 14, Dustin Hallbrink, number 15, Kyle Clancy, number 25, Dan Carpenter. As Upper Perk's able to break that press in for a layup, that's going to be a foul against Chris Kiefer.
When it comes to the Boyertown zone, Boyertown at 1-1 on the season, lost that opening game to O&J. We were all kind of shocked about that. They had to lead the whole way through until about 2 minutes left in that ball game. But when you were watching that game, their zone was very, very passive. Salata was up top. I think they had Kiefer in the middle. And you watched the Pottstown game, Jim. They kind of switched up some positions. You said Salata was down low. They did put him down low. They moved Trey to the middle of the zone. And that really helped their movement and their rotations in the zone against Pottstown. And they held them to 51 points and won that game.
Nick Aaron makes 1 of 2 for Upper Perk, makes the score 6-1. Boyertown 6:15 left. Boyertown quick down to the corner this time. Reniger's three-pointer is no good. Boyertown will set up, but there's the ball handling from Salata. Euro step inside, and he puts it up and good. That's 5 for Salata. You think this is the kind of start Coach Lugwood wanted out of his boys?
Sure. These games are tough with teams that are struggling, and you know that you're probably the better team. If you sit back in this zone, it's very easy to get complacent. So what is Coach Ludwig doing? He's getting his guys out, getting them aggressive, and it's turning into some easy looks for the Bears.
John, I feel like John Wooden here with my call of David Lay here. That's another tip from those long arms, the top of the zone. That's just a great basketball mind by me, isn't it?
That is a great job, you being able to spot the 6'4" kid on the floor, Jim. Good job.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Upper Perk trying to break that zone. We get a jumper from the corner is no good. Able to get a rebound by Jake Cuppett. Down on the ground. Boyertown ends up with, they're going to go with a 2-on-3. And Chris Kiefer picks up the loose end. He'll put it up, and he'll go to the line for an old-fashioned three-point play.
Yeah, things really couldn't be going any better right now for the Bears. There, you can see them clapping, you can see them talking, being aggressive. They're probably chomping at the bit just to get out here. They haven't played in so long, but whatever the coaches were telling them yesterday and today before the game, it's working. They're getting out, they're getting after it, being aggressive, not letting Upper Perk dictate really anything right now.
Second-year head coach for Upper Perk, Brendan Hibbler, decides to call timeout. Probably a pretty good decision there. Boyertown jumps out to a 10-1 lead with only just shy of 3 minutes into the first quarter. And right before that timeout, I saw Roman Marinello checking in at the bench for Boyertown.
This is a team, like we said before, they kind of check all those boxes. They have experience, they have size, they have shooting, they have ball handling. And something else that maybe is the wild card here is the bench. They have some unproven guys who are going to be coming off that bench. Marinello, his name comes to mind. Cap, his name comes to mind as well. These guys had very successful JV seasons for the Bears. And, certainly for the Bears to be successful this year, some of these bench guys are going to have to step up and knock down big shots, which is what Roman and, Mr. Cap did quite a bit on the JV squad.
Once again, to reset, we have 5:09 left in the first quarter. Boyertown on a 10-1 lead. Upper Perk still yet to score a field goal, obviously with 1 point. The only point coming from the foul line.
Again, keen observation, Jim.
John, I'm on fire today. I think the 2 days of snow where we were supposed to have some games is getting to all of us here. You can tell the boys are certainly wanting to run.
We were chomping at the bit to get up here too, Jim. You're right.
Kiefer misses that foul shot. Upper Perk with the rebound. They'll be able to bring it up without too much pressure, except Reniger with a little man-to-man as Boyertown does switch up into that 50.
Coach Ludwig does like switching things up after a timeout. You would think Upper Perk was over there talking about a play to run against the 2-3 zone. So what are you going to do? Run man. Make it tough on him.
And it works. There's Salata with the steal. Tips it over to Reniger. Puts it up and good. 12-1 now, Boyertown. And right back into that full court pressure. Upper Perk doing a really nice job breaking that, though. We just have to see if they can do something here in the half-court set.
You know, it's not always the initial pressure that gets you. It's Salata, you know, coming in from behind when the ball handler thinks nobody's there. It's that trap after half court. So the Bears got to keep that pressure up, I think, in the front court and just not give Upper Perk any room to breathe.
Packing back into that 2-3 zone are the boys. And again, you spoke earlier about the bench depth that Boyertown has. We have 2 more players there getting ready to check in. That's Jake Kapp. And I'm not 100% certain of the other one there, John. I don't know if you can make him out yet.
Looks like Ryan Schaefer, another big guy, solid JV seasons the past couple of years. Just lots of size on this team. You look down their roster, 6'4", 6'6", 6'4", 6'3".
Nick Aaron's three-pointer goes long, and Upper Perk able to get an offensive rebound. They'll try again here. 3 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first quarter. Still looking for their first field goal of the game. Really not able to find the holes in this zone. Aaron will try to drive. He'll get called for the walk, and that'll be a turnover. And you are correct. Ryan Schaefer into the game for Boyertown along with Jake Kapp.
The Bears zone is moving nicely. They are, you know, you can be big in a zone, and you know all you have to do is have your hands up. And when teams, you know, play that zone and they have their hands down by their side, all of a sudden they become, you know, a third as big as they could be. So it's a good job by Boyertown right now being active with their hands, with their feet. They're talking, they're moving. They obviously were prepared for this game today.
Got Upper Perk now in somewhat of a 3-2 zone here. Getting across inside to Marinello. That's blocked. Nice defense there by Upper Perk. Let's see if they can do something with it here as Boyertown comes back again in the man-to-man. Jake Kapp with the high pressure top of the key. Salata comes out and helps. And it looks like he might get called for a foul there.
Again, with how much he's going to create making plays like that, you got to take that foul. Sometimes you got to hope he doesn't get in foul trouble in these games, but you know sometimes he's going to go rogue, and that's okay sometimes because he's going to make plays, he's going to get steals, he's going to create opportunities for his teammates.
And as you say all that about Salata getting a foul, I realized that it was actually on Trey DiGuglielmo. But everything you just said could be applied to Trey as well. Boyertown in the 50 again. Nick Aaron drives baseline, tries to get it up. He's going to get called for a foul. Boyertown will get called for a foul. That'll be on the floor. That's on Jake Kapp. That's his first, team third for Boyertown. 2:36 left in the first. Boyertown still with a 12-1 lead.
Not sure if Coach Ludwig is going man on a miss and 2-3 on a make, possibly. But, you know, it'd be a good game to work on that man defense a little bit. You're going to need it at some point down the road, you would think.
Aaron wide open there on that inbounds pass against that 2-3 zone. Unable to convert. DiGuglielmo right there for that rebound. Certainly outsizing Upper Perk. There's a long three-pointer from Salata. That's no good. He'll take a couple of those a game, John.
He sure will. And, again, you're going to take that because you're going to let your playmakers try to make plays. And I'm sure he drains them in practice. And, you know, that one obviously was off the mark. But again, he does so much for you, for your team throughout the game. You're going to take that from your very, very good players. And I wouldn't be surprised if he puts up another one pretty soon.
2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Boyertown still in that man-to-man. Upper Perk trying to figure out a way that they can do something here. Another baseline drive. is stopped. They're going to go inside. That's no good. To Guglielmo with another rebound. They'll pull out. They'll stretch the floor. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful look from Salata to Cap inside.
That play is almost unguardable when you run it to perfection like Eric just did there. You have the whole Upper Perk bench yelling for DeGuglielmo going to the corner, and Jake Cap, great job slipping that screen, getting that layup.
And there is great help from Ryan Schaefer, but he is going to get called for a foul.
That's almost like things aren't going well for the team in blue. Let's just make sure that the coach stops yelling at me down the floor. I'm gonna try and give him something, because that looked pretty clean from up here.
I wasn't going to say it. I'll let you say it. But I agree with you. Jake Cuppett at the line for Upper Perk. He'll shoot 2, makes the first one.
I will say Upper Perk has done a nice job. You're right, getting the ball across half court, and they've gotten some looks. This just seems like a young team, probably a little inexperienced, and still trying to get their feet under them here. But honestly, the Upper Perk team is playing hard, and you can see that as they get the ball at the floor, quickly against that Bears pressure. I'd be interested to see if they can start hitting some of these shots and make it more of a game.
Few more substitutions for Boyertown. David Lay back in the game, and number 13, three-point specialist Griffin Hummel into the game as Jake Cap puts up a three-pointer. There's another specialist, another three-pointer for Boyertown. Under a minute left, 17-3. As Upper Perk goes deep, they're able to convert. Finally able to get a field goal, 17-5.
Nice look by the Indians right there. They're figuring out that Boyertown's overplaying a little bit, and if Boyertown keeps overplaying, I mean, just keep firing it down low or down the court.
And there's another three-pointer from Jake Cap. 20 points here in the first quarter so far for Boyertown. If they keep this up, it's going to be very tough for the Indians to do anything. Able to break that full court pressure again. Nick Aarons up top. Beautiful pressure from Roman Marinello as well. Under 10 here. Under 5.
Ooh.
Runs into a brick wall with the number 44 on his chest. Nothing gets called there, John.
No, and those are ones where it's so violent you almost expect the whistle to be blown right there. But the referee who was on the spot there must have thought that Ryan had his legs set. Unfortunately for Upper Perk, did not get the call right there. So, positives for Boyertown here in the first quarter. They really pressured the ball well defensively, executing the coach's game plan to a T probably to create that pressure and make sure they didn't give Upper Perk any real chance to get into an offensive set. For Upper Perk, if I'm Coach Hibbler, I'm probably saying, listen, we've seen what they're going to throw at us at this point. We're breaking their pressure fine because they're overplaying us. Let's make sure that we're trying to get some good looks down on our end by working the ball, understanding that they're going to be overplaying. Let's try to go back door. Let's try to set up some plays here and get some shots and get back in this game.
So to reset here at the start of the second quarter, Boyertown with a 20-5 lead. Boyertown has 4 team fouls. Upper Perk only has 1. And only 1 timeout called in the game. That was for Upper Perk. John, looking at 20 points, if unofficially, I'm thinking it was 4 or 5 three-pointers for Boyertown. At least 4.
Cap has 2. Salata, DeGuglielmo, at least 4, yeah.
Yeah. Which certainly is something Boyertown's known to do. Looking at
this lineup out here right now. Reniger, we saw him that night. He can shoot it. Hummel, Cap, they have a lot of shooters on the floor right now.
Here comes that pressure. Reniger up to Hummel. Lay will take it, but he decides to drive instead, and that's going to be up. And Reniger drains it. Another three-pointer for Boyertown.
This is somebody that we watched the other day here at that practice you and I were at, Jim. And, Christian Reniger came over here from private school. He was going there, decided to come back to Boyertown for his senior year, and what an addition he is to this team. He just looks like he's a jack of all trades. He can handle, he can shoot. You just saw right there. It seems like he's not afraid to get, down in the mix there under the basket and do some dirty work. Big addition to the squad this year with Christian Renninger.
In for the first time for Boyertown, number 1, Jordan Butler. He brought some energy to that scrimmage we were at too, John, and there he is right away, putting some pressure full court for the Bears. Upper Perk able to break that pressure. Nick Aaron gets the 2, and he'll go to the line to try for one more.
Nice job by Aaron initiating that contact there as he was stepping his way, amidst all the big bodies for Boyertown there. He did get Cap moving there, initiated the contact, and made it. Nice move by Nick Aaron.
It's the 5th team foul for Boyertown. 23-7 is their lead. 7:30 left in the half. That foul shot will be long. Hummel with the rebound. And Renninger will run point with Salata on the bench. Upper Perk really has not gone away from this defensive set that they have here. And there's Hummel for a top-of-the-key three-pointer. Oh, yes, they will call it. Wasn't sure if his toe was on the line, but they'll give him the 3.
I just looked over at Coach Hibbler, and he put his arms like, what do I have to do? And I'm with you. I have not seen this team shoot like this in quite a while. So I'm sure if I'm on the Upper Perk bench, I'm thinking, what do we have to do to get a stop here? It seems like everything's falling for the Bears.
They're back into their man-to-man set. Great help from Jake Cap. Up top, Nick Aaron will drive, and there's that defensive set. Cap to Lay. He's not going to give that one up, and he's going to get fouled. He'll go to the line shooting 2.
And what I think is encouraging for Boyertown here, it seems like for years when Coach Ludwig and Coach Miller and I were on the same staff together here years ago, it seems like we were sometimes, most of the times, the ones that were getting pushed around by the other team. Springford was always, up, playing tight defense on you. PV, Methacton, same thing. But Boyertown today has been the team to not give Upper Perk any room to breathe. And because of that, you can see the Indians feel a little bit uncomfortable on the offensive end. Meanwhile, things are just going well for Boyertown, and it's snowballing right now.
You really had to mention snow?
New storm coming, couple inches, few days.
I can take a couple. I'm just hopefully it's not what we just had.
The back and legs do hurt a little bit because of the shoveling.
How many more years until your daughter's doing all that for you?
They're 5 and 3, so I'm thinking probably a couple years. I think 7 is a good age to start them, right?
I think 5 and 3 sounds like a good age to start.
Good idea.
Here goes a drive from Upper Perk. That is a nice drive. Foul's going to be on Trey DeGuglielmo. He doesn't like it. But that's 2 more points for Upper Perk. And Jake Cuppett will go to the line to try to convert this 3-point play.
With the size Boyertown has, their bread and butter is going to be their 2-3 zone. So I'm happy that Coach Ludwig is working in some man-to-man here today. I'd be interested to see how many times we get blow-bys like that of Upper Perk getting to the basket, because that's what you want to avoid. You're going to think that because of the size, you're not going to be able to guard them on the ball. So if they're going to go man, better on-the-ball defense against Upper Perk, who's shown signs of quickness today.
6 minutes, 5 seconds left here in the half, and Upper Perk will go to the line from every foul here on out. 1-on-1 here, as Boyertown just committed their 7th team foul to Upper Perk's 2. And the Indians are struggling from the line today. That certainly doesn't help trying to come back against a team that's shooting as well as Boyertown. Nice inside out there. Trey DeGuglielmo from outside. His turn for a 3-pointer, and he nails it.
Once again, that's you're going to double Trey down low on the block, but you need to be following him outside. He's going to do more damage outside than he is inside. Nice job moving by Trey.
Salata over there putting pressure on Cuppett.
Upper Perk just unable to start anything by the arc. I mean, look at how far. Look at how far they're out there starting their offense. Cuffett's having trouble just getting by Salata. Nice job by Boyertown making them extend their offensive sets.
Give Upper Perk some credit here. They have been patient. They're down big, 31-9. And as I say that, they turn it over. Back to 1 for 2. Another three-pointer for Boyertown. Christian Reniger from the left side, right in front of the Upper Perk bench. Speechless, Mr. Kaleda.
Speechless.
I don't see statistician supreme Ross Smith in the house, so we might have to go somewhere else to get some halftime stats, because I am certainly curious as to the percentage the Bears are doing here from the field and three-point in general. Inside, that's going to be short. Rebound, Reniger. He's got Lay if he could find him. They're going to call that one on the floor. Boyertown will have it underneath their own basket.
Probably a good call right there. And, you're looking at the play they ran last time to get the ball in the corner. The next progression might be maybe they swing the ball around to the other corner. Upper Perk's going to be looking at that ball side corner. We'll see if the Bears run something where they, reverse the ball all the way around to the opposite side.
34-9, Bears lead, 4:16 left in the half. David Lay with it underneath the basket. Back under to DeGuglielmo. We'll say that's the first time I mumbled that name today. And Trey able to get that rebound over three people. No, I'm sorry, that's Kiefer able to get that rebound over three people. Unable to retain possession. Nick Aaron will come back finally without any pressure in the backcourt. .345 left in the half. There's a three-pointer from Nick Aaron. That goes long. Off of Upper Perk, Boyertown ball.
It's tough to maintain the kind of intensity that Boyertown showed the first quarter and a half. And you saw the last two times down the floor, they're kind of hanging off. And not sure if that's, Coach Ludwig saying, hey, let's take a break from this to try to lull Upper Perk into a false sense of security. But I'd like to see them keep up that pressure. I mean, they're 17-year-old kids, Jim. They can play basketball for 32 minutes here. Let's do it.
As opposed to me, you'd be lucky if I can get through 3 minutes. DeGuglielmo's three-pointer is no good. Out to Marinello. Salata felt that pressure from behind. Boyertown really moving the ball nicely here. Upper Perk unable to recover. And it looks like Salata's the only one for Boyertown struggling from three-point land tonight.
He'll get one. He'll get one. Don't worry.
Tells you the type of player he is. Up 34-9. Puts up a shot like that misses as much as he did. And he's not happy about it. And boy, look at him on defense, able to pick it up. And they're going to call that one on the floor. Good pressure and good try of a finish there for Salata.
Salata is so good at initiating contact and keeping that contact on his hip as he controls the ball. There's a player in the NBA, Trey Young, who's getting a lot of flack this year for creating some unnecessary contact and getting to the line. Eric has a knack for doing that, and it's a great part of his game, honestly.
There's that same very similar play from before. Able to find Cap. The pass was well behind him. He did a great job reaching back and getting that. Puts it up, and it's good. And he'll go to the line to extend the lead for Boyertown.
It'll be weird when all the caps are gone. We've said cap for how many years here on basketball. But, Jake does have a great shot from the outside. He made, I believe, if I'm counting correctly, 10 three-pointers in a JV game last year. So that's certainly somebody who's going to be a big part of what the Bears do in the future.
Here comes Boyertown right back again. That's going to go out of bounds on Upper Perk, and Boyertown will have another chance under their basket. 37-9 is their lead, 2:36 left in the half. And we're one basket away from making this a quick second half with the new rule that you educated me on last time, John.
I would think that it would apply to the first half as well. We'll see.
after a number of passes, finds DeGuglielmo top of the key. His shot is long. Upper Perk with the rebound, and Nick Aaron will bring it up. 2 minutes and 4 seconds in the half. Aaron will go into the trees. No good. Nice shot fake against DeGuglielmo, but he recovers nicely. No good from Aaron. And for as good as Boyertown is shooting from the field, John, Upper Perk is having the opposite woes on their end of the court.
You know, something that Boyertown needs to shore up, though. If you were watching the O&J game, there was a time in that fourth quarter, Boyertown let a few offensive rebounds go, and if you look down on that end, Upper Perk's last trip, all 5 white shirts were under that basket, which is a big no-no. You got to go find a body. You got to make sure you're spread out. So something for the Bears to work on here. Can they shore up the rebounding, make sure they don't give away any second half, or rather second chance points?
And Salata on the offensive end, that's another thing he does very well. It does the drive. Someone came out to stop him, and he found the open man inside. And it extends that Boyertown lead to 30 points. Three-pointer from Upper Perk is no good. And we have a minute left in the half. Salata's layup is no good, and DeGuglielmo is just mangled under the basket there by Upper Perk. Griffin Hummel back into the game for Boyertown. Upper Perk making a couple subs as well. Holbrink and Cuppett rejoin. DeGuglielmo makes both. 41-9, Boyertown now, 45 seconds left.
It's like the Bears sticking with man-to-man here. We'll see if they can get a quick steal maybe, or looks like they're switching as well.
Shot up by Holbrink is no good. 21 seconds left. Hummel to Cap, back to Hummel. That's a long one, and it's good.
Well, why not? Why not today, right?
I don't think there's a spot on the floor that Griffin Hummel won't shoot from.
Let's get to the bear head. Let's try it.
Long three at the last second. Try to convert. That is no good. We head into halftime. Boyertown shooting the lights out, 44-9 for Upper Perk.
We definitely can see if there are we see Emma Ludwig and Emma Moyer down there, some of Coach Ludwig's girls volleyball players. We haven't mentioned that Coach Ludwig is the very successful girls volleyball coach here at the high school, who has taken a program from its infancy and in 4 years has a Pac-10 champion, or rather just a Pac champion. But maybe they're doing some stats on there. We'll have to check. If you're Boyertown right now, everything has gone the way you want it to. Right now, I think you got to focus on what do we maybe need to work on here for the next couple of games. Is there something that we practice a little bit? You want to try to throw it out there, see how we do, and what are we practicing and not getting it quite right? What can we harp on right now? Maybe the offensive rebounding. Maybe continuing to apply pressure and not taking any possessions off. But Boyertown's at a spot right now where they just need to work on some things and try to perfect some of the stuff that they maybe feel that they have to to get better at. For Upper Perk, I think you go in there and say, listen, they shot the lights out. It's not going to be like that. The odds are they're not going to shoot that way in the third quarter. Keep plugging away, see if we can get to the line and try to cut this 35-point lead down to a more manageable 20 or 25 by the fourth.
Well, we'll see if you are prophetic in your predictions for the second half. We will be back in 8 minutes and 40 seconds for the second half, and we'll look at getting some of those stats, because I am very curious to find out how well they're shooting. Give us a prediction, John. What are you thinking?
Oh.
From the field for Boyertown, 70?
6. I was going to say 60.
60?
60, 2/3 maybe.
Okay, I'll go 72.
All All right. Okay, we'll see. We'll we'll see how it goes. We'll bet. What do you what do you think? A burger on this? A pizza?
Grill shop.
We haven't even talked about food yet. What's going on?
It's been too fast-paced of a game.
Yeah, you're right.
I've tried. Let's go grill shop.
All right.
All right. All right, we'll be back to find out who's buying grill shop in 8 minutes. Less than 8 minutes. We're back with just about 2 minutes left at halftime, and unfortunately, I will be buying Grill Shop. We don't have the overall field goal percentage, but we do have the three-point percentage. And I'm going to make Eric Salata come with us because he missed his 2 3-pointers.
It's true.
So as a team, they're shooting 63% from 3. If Salata didn't miss his 2, they'd be shooting 75%.
I'd be very upset with him right now. He's just done nothing today, right?
Yeah, what a shame. But the overall scoring for Boyertown, we have a really nice balanced scoring attack for Boyertown today. Salata with 5, Hummel with 6, DeGuglielmo and Reniger both with 8. Kiefer chipped in 4, and Jake Kapp leading all scorers with 11 right now.
Doing a nice job shooting from the outside, and we mentioned right away that Eric Salata is going to control the game for the Bears, and he really has. What I'm impressed about with Eric is he's not only controlled the game offensively for the Bears, but man, is he controlling it defensively. He is a gnat up there at the top for the Bears, and Upper Perk just can't swat him away. He's getting his hands on. He's getting some touches. He's in front of his man. He's active. He may not have the 11 points that Jake has right now, but he is a big reason why the Bears are up so big.
John, I got to pick what we had for dinner earlier in the week because somebody turned 46 in the house.
Danielle.
Yeah, she'll kill you for that one.
Sorry.
Anyway, you know what I went with? Something I haven't had in a long time, and it ended up being a really, really good pick.
You seem just like a standard burger, chicken breast kind of guy. What'd you pick?
I'm ashamed that you think I'm a standard anything when it comes to food. I went steak fajitas.
Ooh.
It was a great pick.
Back when there was no pandemic and my wife and I visited Chili's twice every week, the chicken fajitas were always my go-to there.
Something about the sound of the fajita sizzling as David Lay misses that little quick layup there. Got to get a message down to Mr. Joe McClellan on the clock there to clear out our team fouls. As Upper Perk will try to chip away at this lead with a running clock in the second half. That goes inside, knocked away from Reniger, but he's going to get called for a reach. Boyertown with the steal. Reniger tries to get it down, and he will get tripped up. And that is a team foul for Upper Perk.
Boyertown's going to have a lot of games in a row here. They're going to be playing, which is probably what the kids want. Lots of games and no practice. But this is a real nice way for them to start off a long stretch of games here. Having a game where so much is going right for them. But here in the third quarter, it's tough to keep up that hot shooting streak like they have. I'd want them to work the ball down like they're doing right here and try to go in and out, maybe get some layups or some real open looks like that.
You only said real open looks like that because you wanted them to go inside and they kicked it out and took a shot.
It's called adapting, Jim.
Well done.
Your wife just texted me 46, and at work when I see her tomorrow, things are not going to be pretty.
Good to know that she's listening. And then I'm not going to be in trouble. We have 5:55 left in the third. Eric Salata brings it across half court. Upper Perk really has not deviated from this 1-2-2 or 3-2 zone that they've set up in. I clearly don't see them doing anything else. They really don't match up man-to-man against Boyertown.
I was just going to say that I think that a lot of teams might have to do this just because of the Bears' size.
And here's that cold shooting now. Boyertown is not able to convert, except for Trey DeGuglielmo shutting me up on a layup inside. 46-9 now, Boyertown lead.
Yeah, if I'm Boyertown, if I'm Coach Ludwig, I'm trying to call some plays, call some sets to get the ball inside. You don't want to go cold here and give Upper Perk any shot to stay in this game. Let's try to work it down and get some shots down low.
As DeGuglielmo puts up a long three-pointer. And it looks like Boyertown's going to go to their bench early with 4 players coming to the scores table. Make that 5. We're going to have a line change here for the Bears. I think this is, you know Coach Ludwig well. Do you think this is a disappointment in his part in how they came out, or if this is a let's talk to my starting 5?
Only if the message at halftime was, hey, keep the intensity up. We're gonna run this play. We're gonna do this, and maybe they missed something. They haven't allowed Upper Perk to score yet in the third quarter. So I would think the only way that he's bringing them out, because of something, like punishment type thing, is if he had called something defensively or offensively and they just failed to execute it. And now he's going to say, all right, well, let's talk about it over here.
Well, he's given them high fives as they come off the court, so knowing Coach Ludwig, it probably not anything of disappointment. Upper Perk, like you said, still trying to look for their first points of the third quarter. Got to keep remembering it's going to be a quick second half with a running clock. 3:47 left in the third quarter.
Nice execution there to get that ball in the corner.
Jake Kapp able to get off that screen. Inside, quick 6-foot jump shot, no good.
Upper Perk has had looks. They've done a nice job in finding open areas in that 2-3 zone for Boyertown. But again, looking down their roster, lots of juniors, and you would guess a little bit of inexperience here. But it looks like they have some length. It looks like they have some guys who play hard here. I would hope that they can kind of put it together as the year goes on. Maybe surprise a couple of people and hopefully put all their eggs in the basket for next year, because they do have a lot of juniors on this team. Maybe they're gearing up for a run next year.
Turnover there from Upper Perk. Boyertown will have a side inbounds here. As the Indians continue to go to their bench. Boyertown able to work the cap in the corner, find Schaefer inside. Overall, John, looking at when we talk about the size of Boyertown, I think Ryan Schaefer takes the cake. And when you talk about like pound for pound, he's probably the biggest that Boyertown has to offer as Jordan Butler converts there for Boyertown.
He does. There are definitely some guys on this basketball team that should be playing football right now, and I'm surprised that Coach Miller is not here, like handing out flyers for some sort of football camp this summer. But certainly the size that Boyertown has is going to be an advantage for them all season long.
Ryan Schaefer listed at 6'6", probably easily 200 something or other. Never good at estimating weights as we get a timeout with 1:47 left in the third.
It's probably a good idea just to stop trying to estimate, Jim.
Yeah, probably.
Speaking of weight, we've had the exercise bike now for about a week and a half, and guess how much I'm down, Jim?
4?
-1.
John, I don't have any exercise equipment in my house, and guess how much I'm down.
How much?
I couldn't tell you. I haven't stepped on a scale in a long time.
When things enter your freezer like ice cream chip witches, what am I supposed to do? Just leave them in the freezer? That's ridiculous.
Well, they're taking up space.
They are taking up space. The freezer is filled. I'm doing my job. Thank you, Jim.
You know who I blame? I blame Giant Supermarket, because you can't walk by that end cap without ice cream being on sale. And last week it was Breyers, 2 for $5. How do you not buy 2 half-gallons of ice cream for $5?
Before I got married to my beautiful wife, and I lived alone, I think I just did my shopping on the end cap. Like, whatever was there, that's what I ate for the week.
You're not going to ask what 2 ice creams I went with?
Rocky Road and Fudge Ripple.
Rocky Road's a great choice. Rocky Road's one of my favorite. I went chocolate peanut butter and chocolate chip cookie dough.
Nice. Classic.
Boyertown has a 50-11 lead here, 1:25 left in the third quarter. Nick Aaron's going to take it underneath, kick it out for another short jump shot that's going to be short. And there's Ryan Schaefer with another Boyertown rebound, and Hummel's going to run up to Marinello. There's another three-pointer from Griffin Hummel. That'll be short. And just as expected, John, the shooting really has cooled off for Boyertown.
You know, in all my years of basketball, I don't think I've ever seen a team shoot like Boyertown did in the first and then continue it in the second. It's just something about halftime, mentally, physically, that just doesn't allow you to continue it. So Boyertown doing a nice job defensively to make sure that Upper Perk couldn't get a run going here as they kind of went cold.
And there's Upper Perk trying to body Ryan Schaefer inside. That just does not work, and he ends up with a block. Indians now get their possession back, trying to work against Cap. That's not going to work, and Cap picks up the loose ball over to Marinello and will run with 33 seconds left. Hummel inside to Schaefer. He'll be double-teamed. Nice job swinging the ball from Boyertown. Good idea from Jordan Butler. I like what he was looking at, but whizzes it by Schaefer's head for the turnover. And Upper Perk will have one shot left here. 5 seconds left in the third. It's going to be a deep three if they see the score, and there it is. It's going to go off the back of the rim. Your third quarter score, Boyertown 50, Upper Perk 11. So, again, finally cooling off. If I can remember correctly, it's probably a, 6-point to 2-point half there? Was it 44-9?
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at definitely not the type of shooting we saw in the first half, that's for sure.
You know, and for Boyertown going into the fourth quarter here, I think, once again, like we said at halftime, this is the chance, I think, for Coach Ludwig to think about what does he think he needs to work on, what has not gotten right at practice, and, you know, throw that out there. Give the kids some game film to watch. Coach Ludwig is, during the season, he just obsesses over film, which is a great thing for his team because he is always giving them, film to look at over the Huddle app. He's making clips for them. He's showing them some things that they do well, that they can do better. Film study was always a big part of our, weekly and daily practice routine for the Bears.
Upper Perk will have possession here to start the fourth quarter. Looks like Coach Ludwig's going to stay with his second string for the remainder of the game. Not surprising in a 50-11 scoreline here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, these are big moments for guys like Roman Marinello and Griffin Hummel, guys who are going to be big parts of this group this year, possibly. Getting their feet wet right now with some varsity minutes, where the speed is a little bit different than the JV team, and hopefully they have a good fourth quarter here and can kind of put something together that they can use, as a confidence boost for later on.
And as I say that, Coach Ludwig motions for his, I believe, final two players who are not in the starting five to come up and make a substitution, Chris Kiefer and Chris Reniger. As Jordan Butler puts in another one. Two more for the junior.
Jordan's kind of like that wild card playmaker as well. He does a really nice job of playing defense and getting touches, getting steals. I don't think he's really ever been a threat from the outside, but really, Ben Simmons isn't. And look, he's making millions of dollars a year. I think Jordan has value for the Bears in what he brings to the table with his athleticism and his defensive presence when he's out on the floor.
So Coach Ludwig takes Reniger and Kiefer back onto the bench and brings in some sophomores to get a little bit of varsity experience. We have Zach Ward and Richard Black into the game for Boyertown.
These guys were big components of Coach Rico Hauk's freshman team last year. Coach Hauk getting his freshman team a big win the other day against Pottsgrove, and a tireless worker. Coach Rico Hauk does stuff here as the assistant AD, coaches a bunch of different sports. Whatever coach really is needed in the district, he seems to find his way in there and help out. Has a wealth of knowledge in a lot of different sports. Lucky for us to have Coach Rico Hauk here at Boyertown.
Are you done?
He's the goddaughter to one of my, or the godfather to one of my daughters, so I need to do that.
Gotcha.
Obligated.
So as you were espousing the praises of Rico Hauk, we have a three-pointer from Jake Kapp that was called back due to an offensive foul on a screen from Jordan Butler. Upper Perk trying to do something here in their offensive end. Still down 52-11. 5:30 left in the game. And Upper Perk will call timeout.
We mentioned Coach Miller of the football team earlier, and I'm thinking about the resurgence that the Bears basketball team has had in a couple of years, and really the football squad here. It seems like everybody we talk to feels like Coach Miller is doing just a fantastic job with getting his players to buy into a system. He makes great connections with kids, and we're really looking forward to the next few years as the players now kind of know his system. He runs that neat, like Navy midshipman, offense, that some kids are learning right now. But, we hope the future is bright for the football team here. What a neat environment it is on Friday nights. And Coach Miller is, such a good guy and does a nice job with the kids. We hope that they start to have success. And I really am confident that they will, because he and his staff are just so knowledgeable and so outgoing with the kids. You know what's going to happen. It's just a matter of when.
Out of the timeout, Upper Perk with the inbounds. Boyertown setting up in their man-to-man. And that'll be another foul against Boyertown's Jordan Butler. Under 5:15 left in the game now. Boyertown still being aggressive defensively. Upper Perk down on the block, no good. Rebound, Richard Black. And that's Hummel for three. That's no good. Nice rebound, Jake Kapp on the block. Back out to Hummel. That three is no good. And there's Jordan Butler in there struggling and hustling for a rebound on the weak side. Puts it back up and good. 54-11. 4:26 left in the game.
Nice job by Jordan. Smart to get on the weak side there. You probably think the most shots when they miss long like that are going to go to the weak side. Good positioning by Jordan.
Here's a three-pointer from Upper Perk, and they will get one. Good to see Upper Perk, the work, and you keep shooting. Something's going to fall, just like Boyertown is going to eventually miss, which they have this half. It falls for Upper Perk, and they cut the lead to 40. 3:59 left in the game as the Indians call timeout.
And it's a shame, but we've been here in situations like this on the other end, and as a coaching staff, you're trying to find something positive to take away from this game. Obviously, there's plenty of things that you need to work on, but a play like that where you get a player who, I don't think that Sims was in the game until the third or fourth quarter, so you're looking at somebody who's probably a JV player or probably getting some time here. Look for positives like that, kids executing the offense, getting open shots, and then knocking it down. That's all you can really ask for. And when you go to your film study the next day, say, hey, listen, we did some good things. Here's the good that we did. Now we just got to make sure we're doing it quarters 1, 2, and 3.
Boyertown now comes back. Looks like Upper Perk did switch up the defense a little bit in a 1-3-1. Another long three-pointer from the Bears. No good. Hummel puts it up and misses, gets his own rebounds. Padding his stats there with a rebound and another basket for Griffin Hummel. Perk still trying to look to make something happen here offensively. Certainly not a lack of trying on their part. Just have not been able to contend with the hot hands from Boyertown and the size from Boyertown underneath as well. There they find one inside. That's going to be short. Black with another rebound. There's Jake Kapp from the corner. I'm sorry, from the right in front of the bench. Another rebound for Hummel. Another putback. 58-14 Boyertown now.
Has Boyertown made a three-pointer in the second half, Jim?
I do not know, John.
I don't think so.
And it looks like the referees are just going to let that one go. Not sure if he was tripped or if he lost his footing.
Tough call for them. You know, it's kind of incidental contact there. If this game were close, you might have to make that call to make sure that a play like that doesn't decide the game. But, you know, probably the right decision here in a game that's, 40 points like this.
Under 2 minutes now left in the game. Indians trying to find some motion, trying to find an open man somewhere. Swing it around to the corner. And they'll reset. Nice drive, and they're going to call a foul on the shot going up.
Real nice move by Dan Carpenter for Upper Perk. Quick move, strong with the ball there. Took that contact and was able to, to get to the rim. Good move.
The sole sophomore on the Upper Perk varsity squad. Should certainly be saying his name a lot in years to come. .129 left in the game. So it certainly begs the question, John, what's for dinner tonight?
You're going to laugh at me. It's salad night in the Kaleda household.
Okay. So what protein are we talking about?
Oh, I'm going to put as much chicken as I can fit on top of that thing and load that thing up with Thousand Island, but still a salad.
Hopefully it's fried chicken that you load up on there as we get close to the 1 minute mark left in the game. Boyertown swinging the ball around against this Upper Perk. They're back in that 2-3 zone again. And it looks like we're just going to let the game run out.
Well, what a nice effort here today from Boyertown. You know, obviously making all of those shots in the first half certainly helped confidence, but they executed a game plan today. You could see that they pressured, they played well defensively, they got the shots they wanted on offense. This is a great start for them as they start a stretch of a lot of games in not too many days.
It's right about this time that the Sixers would start playing their song, John. Maybe that's something we need to come up with here at Boyertown.
We can get Mr. Brunner, Mr. Langdon on some sort of a fight song for the Bears.
That would be nice. As time runs out here this afternoon, as the Boyertown Bears, a very impressive first half, and able to hold on to that momentum. 58-16 win over the Indians of Upper Perk. And John, if I'm not mistaken, we'll be back here tomorrow.
I believe the girls are taking on Perk Valley, correct?
Well, I don't know the schedule. I just know when.
I believe the girls are taking on Perk Valley. Let's put that plug in.
So we will be back. The nature of the scheduling here, it's a rare occasion where the JV game will be taking place after the varsity game. So stay on to the NFHS network if you would like to view the JV game. And we will see you back here tomorrow when we will get a full report from the Reverend John T. Kaleda on that salad and see what other kind of topping he puts on there. You know what, John? I didn't get to mention my review of Gramillas.
Go for it. You got a minute.
Man, that meatloaf was something else. Potato filling, gravy. I'd go back. And the best part about it, I didn't realize it. I knew when I had set up before, but it was for a fundraiser. So I had a phenomenal meatloaf dinner and supported the American Cancer Society. And I didn't even realize I was doing that. So it's kind of oxymoronic that I'm having a meatloaf dinner with potato stuffing and beef gravy, and I'm helping the Heart Association.
Well, hopefully they bank that money one day and can use it if you ever show up on their front door, their gym. I hope that doesn't happen, but we'll see.
We will see. Thank you all for listening, and we will see you back here tomorrow night for the Lady Bears taking on the Vikings of Perk Valley. Good night.